morning guys, welcome to my Flosstube. It is Wednesday, August the 27th. I am on day 4 of being off work, which is lovely, even though I've done more work since I've been off work than I normally do. Yeah, Richard's here saying good morning.
Morning.
There we go, he's just sitting in there. Right, this video is going to be done in 2 distinct chunks. I'm going to do all my stitching content first, and then we're going to the GP. He's got his bi-weekly bloods to be done. This is our second to last go at it. He's got a month left of his antivirals, so every 2 weeks since the beginning of time, since February, since we got out of hospital in March, he's been having his bloods taken because the antivirals can pack your kidneys in. Luckily that's not happened. We've got less than a month left of these antivirals, and then we'll be off those, which is great. So I'm going to record my stitchy content, and then I'll be back when we've been to the doctors, and I will do the whip go calls for the month. I will do my giveaway, and anything else because the minute I can't remember anything. So there we go. Right, so it's been, first half of the week was a bit less stitchy, second half of the week has been much more stitchy, and yeah, which is nice. It's nice to be off work and be able to stitch when I want to stitch, when I'm not busy doing other things. So Sunday I lopped down the Leylandii, not lopped down, I really scared the Leylandii that is between us and the houses directly to the right of us. I will put a picture up here of what it looked like before, and I'll put a picture up here of what it looks like now, just like my stitching. I took a best part of 3 foot, like Leylandii sized Christmas trees off the top of it. It was out of control. I've given it a really big scare. The big sprawly spidery bush thing next to it was mostly twigs, like 3 foot of twigs and then 6 inches of leaves. I'm going to completely lop that right back, and I'm going to put a Bramley apple tree and a Victoria plum tree in that space, and I'm going to work on getting rid of the Leylandii over time because they are ghastly creatures, and I'd much rather have a line of fruit trees. There's plenty of room for fruit trees to grow there. The border's like 3 foot deep. We found out that the creepy crawly thing was a full 2 foot onto the driveway. I had no idea there was that much land to the wall, which is pretty cool actually. Anyway, so that was Sunday, and then on Monday we decided we were going to take the washing machine and the tumble dryer have been stacked on top of each other for a couple of years maybe. Cosmo, come here, Cosy, come here. I want to show you my cat. I want to show you Cosmo. Here is Cosmo. Look at Cosmo's neck. Cosmo is currently healed. Look at him. He has got no oozy bits. He's got no oozy bits here. My black cat is now not black. We figure one of his parents must have been Tabby, because as you can see, he is no longer a black cat. But he is intact. He has no scabs. He has no oozes. He has got over his issue. And we are now just waiting for this. Look, you can see it's still fluffy undercoat to grow top coat hair. But we are on week 3 of not having a sock on our neck, aren't we? We're on week 3 of this. And I'm still constantly checking for scabs. It's like he's morphed personalities. He's turned into the cat we always wanted. Anyway, had to show you Cosmo. He is looking so good. You can't see Richard. That's cool. But he's very much, he's got a huge ginger bit on his tail. Look, that is clear. That's not black. He's not a black cat. He was a black cat and he's not anymore. We don't know if it's damage to his hair follicles or what. The fact that he can even grow hair through his neck, where he was meat. The cat was meat. He had raw meat. And he is healed. It's taken what, a year and a half? Yeah. I have fought with that cat. But he's, can you hear him purring? He's marvellous. Anyway, had to show you him because he's doing so well. He's doing so well. Anyway, finally. Yes, so tumble dryer, washing machine. So we measured them and we thought we could maybe put them, which is very difficult for Richard with them stacked. With them stacked before, it was a working solution, it was fine. With him now not able to see, you open the tumble dryer door, hit him in the face. You know, it was being awkward, and he wants to do menial household tasks because I hate doing all that shit. So we thought we could move them and put them against the back wall instead of on the side. Measured it, and there was like a centimetre in it. There was like 3/4 of an inch that would have been our extra space. So we put the washing machine in and then measured the gap, and there was an inch missing, and it was the skirting board. So what I did, me being me, is I built a plinth above the skirting board, like baseboards above that, so that we had the extra 3/4 of an inch. So washing machine, tumble dryer are in, all the crap. Oh my God, there was so much junk just shoved in there. We pulled all of that out. We've only put back useful items, things that we're going to need, and there's lots of space for new things that we might need there. And everything else has either gone to wait to go to the tip, or has gone in the bin, or has gone in the shed. Lots of stuff went in the shed. The shed needs totally skipping out and sorting, but that's a job for another day. That's not a right now job. Anyway, put it off for tomorrow into the shed. So we did that, which was exhausting. And then I did several tip runs, getting all the basically I moved a bundle the size of my car to the tip. Took me 3 goes in my car because it was a bit chippy choppy and spidery and wood licey, and yeah, it went in my car. Did not go in the nice car, went in my car. That's what my car's for. 3 trips to the tip, and we've got rid of all of that, swept it all up. We've now got enough room on the driveway for another car because so much got cut back, which is really good. We don't have another car, but you know, there's room now, whereas before there wasn't. It was like I didn't even know it was that big. Anyway, so that's great. So that was that day. Yesterday we did the last tip run, and what did we do yesterday? A bit more of a day off really, wasn't it? I needed to recover a little bit.
You did more knit. Sewing.
I did more sewing. I did lots of sewing. He was really out of sorts yesterday. Had a really bad sleep the night before because we had a fly in the bedroom that kept landing on our faces, driving us insane, waking us up. So he had a really bad sleep the night before. So yesterday was very, very random. Brain not working terribly well. Needed to sleep but couldn't sleep. You know, that kind of a day. So we're going to do better today. As I say, we've got to run to the doctor's shortly. Still haven't shown you any stitching. I've been talking for 8 minutes. That's about right. Okay, not a bad stitchy week is the upshot of it. 7,274 stitches, so I cleared my 1,000 a day, which year to date is now 208,118. Okay, so I'm just going to show you them in order I've got them written down, and top of my list is treasure hunt bookshelf here. And because I've been not working and not so heavily tired in the evening, last job of the night is treasure hunt bookshelf. I've been putting in 3 strands into it, so the last 2 nights I probably put 500 stitches into it. I am just about to tick over to only having 30,000 black stitches left to put in this. When I started stitching on the black, I think I was at 45,000 stitches to go. I'm just over 30,000 stitches to go of black. So last week I've not moved the Q-snap. Last week it looked like this, the bit I was working on. This week it looks like this here, and it's had 973 stitches, and it's black. Oh, I have moved the Q-snap. I think I moved it down a bit. I think my fox was further down here because I was doing black stitches up there. Finished those, moved the Q-snap down, and there is massive blocks of black. This whole block here I did last night, which was like nearly 300 stitches, and there's a big lot of black here, which is great because it's lots of stitches, it's all one colour. Knocking some stitches out of this. I do want to concentrate on this and do a couple more % this year onto this, I think, because it's my always project. My little Foxy Loxy's still there, which is great, but he'll probably have moved next week because I'm aiming to try and get all this black here and then we'll be moving this way next. So Fox might be here next week. We'll see where we go. But the next chunk of black's in here, which I'll do by and by. Okay, so treasure hunt bookshelf. Got some good stitching. It got nearly a seventh of the stitching I've done this week, which is great. Okay, next one on my list is Night Walk Down, and as you can see, Night Walk Down is back in its box, back in its bag. I have done in total 5,477 stitches into Night Walk Down, so I'm 477 over my whip go goal. Yes, I probably should have stopped at 5,000 and put the stitches into something else, but I didn't. Right, last week it looked like this, and this week it looks like this, and I am absolutely loving this. Look. Oh, I need something behind it. That's about right. And what have I got that I can put behind it really easily? Piece of pattern. There she is. So I finished the 2 pages in the middle, basically. Let me just fold it so there's no light behind it. So what I did was I did the moon. That is just in that iridescent petite treasure braid. It's the 032 equivalent that we use, the Krynic equivalent, but it's petite treasure braid. So that is just iridescent and shiny. It's marvellous, just the effect I wanted. I finished off my lady. I think I hadn't done her skin. I have back stitched around the edge of her dress, so that now stands out just a little bit more. And I used the arm colour, and I just went over. I was going to do Shimano crosses, but it didn't line up properly and they'd have been huge. So I just did the middle stitch. I went over in the darker colour, just so that it brought the colour down a bit. And I did the cat's face. I used a strand of this here. So he's got a pink nose, blue eye and purple ears, but it's from this here crazy thread. This one here that you can see does blue and purple and pink, and I just had to keep looping it on the back to get the right colour in the right place. I did all the little stars. I decided that these stars would just be étoile round her, whereas the bigger stars have got the blueberry, which is in the border, in as well, like that one. So I did that one the same. And then I've done this flower. So I couldn't decide because I hadn't really done any of the flowers that side. So what I thought I'd do, there's less flowers this side because there's a ruddy great peacock here, and he's big. I just thought I'll reverse. So if it's outside on this side and inside, it's now inside and outside. So that flower is like that one, but the colours are reversed. And then this one here's the same. So it's got the blue on the outside and the crazy colour on the inside. And then there's just a couple of other flowers, which again, I'll just take from these and just do the same. But I'm putting this away for right now because there's a lot of stitches to finish it still. I didn't know how far 5,000 would take me, and it's not finished it, but never mind. I will I will put this in my whip go to finish next year. This is one that I think I can easily get done next year. So I've brought the bottom border to the end. I just need to put the corner on, the pink corner on the bottom border. So we're not quite at the edge, so it's going to come to about here, which is fine because it fits beautifully in the fabric. And then I've got this page and this page to do. So that's going to be a whip go for next year, but I am thrilled to pieces with how this has come out. It really is really lovely. And considering I started it in 2020 and it sat untouched for 3 whip parades, I think. And then I put 1 day into it on a October spin thing, and I put 1 day into it on a Flossmas. So it had only been stitched on twice in 5 years. 5 years after I did the initial bit in 2020, and now it's had 5,500 stitches. I'm absolutely loving it, but it's going away now because I've met my goal, and to finish it would eat into too much of other things. Even though I do want to get it finished, it's going in whip go for next year. which is great. Okay, and then the next one on my list is the Dragon's Eye. Beginning of the week I did put in 495 stitches. This is now going to be my concentrate project for today, and maybe tomorrow I'm going to try and get the... I can see you doing that.
Oops.
He's so mean. He's so mean. You're so mean. I said I'm going to record and you can sit there if you're going to be good. And he goes, oh, can you put the telly on? I was like, no, not while I record. I can't put the telly on. We're done for copyright. Anyway, so I put in 495 stitches. I think it's 814. It's 815 that I'm doing at the moment. It looked like this last time I filmed, and now it looks like this. It's got a bit of pink eye going on here. So I think I've basically put in most of these red stitches here, the burgundy stitches here. I'm still, I've got my book right here. I'm still fairly off my goal. Let me see where I am. I've got there's about 3,000 stitches adrift to meet my whip go goal. So I'm a fair chunk off yet. We'll see. Got 4 days, but I'm not going to stitch on this all the time. I will stitch on it now, but I might not meet whip go. We'll see. So that's there. So we'll see. We'll see next week whether I managed it or not. 3,000 is quite a chunk to put into it in a few days. Well, we'll see. I really should have gone with it sooner, really, but hey ho. As I say, if I don't meet my whip goal, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm just going to shelve it for another time, which is fine. Okay. I have not even touched the Better to See You With this month. It's not been in a Q-snap, so 4,500 stitches there is not going to get done this month. That's fine, and that's fine. So I'm just going to call it now. From now to the end of the year, I'm just going to call it. If I don't do one, I don't do one. It just rolls over into my box for next year. Okay, so on that note, I have 2 finishes. Last week I showed you the butterfly. Last week I'd finished the dragonfly and I'd just picked up the butterfly. The butterfly required 2,319 stitches to finish it, of which I did 1,828 last week, and she is done. The butterfly is completed. There is the butterfly. And then I immediately jumped to the spider. So this had the most stitches left to finish, because I can put a picture up of what it looked like before and what it looks like now. So you can see there was a lot to do on it. And I don't know whether I've counted squint on this. Can you see it? This looks very high. This bit here looks very high. When I finish it and get the hoop, we'll see. If it turns out it doesn't fit in the same hoop as all the others, I feel like I'm going to need to take these bits out and lower them. I think maybe I've just miscounted somewhere here. It looks very tall to me there. It might just be the trick of my eye with the tips of the wings, but to me that looks tall. We'll find out when I get hoops eventually and finish them. So the spider needed not only, which had the least number of stitches, which is why I left it for last. You always leave the smallest palette for last. That's what we do at work when we're working the chiller. We work the big palettes, the medium-sized palettes, and if there's a little palette, we leave it till last because it's fun to get it done last and it's quick and out of the way. Never leave a big one for last. So left the littlest one for last. It needed 977 stitches, and it is done. There it is. So I now have 6 of these wondrous items completed. I need to get myself 6. I think they're going to be in 9 or 10 inch hoops. And what I'm going to do, there's all 6 of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the hoops in one or another of the colours, like the outside ring, put them in the hoop, and once they're in the hoop, central, stretched, I'll stitch the back stitch. They all have back stitch. But I am going to do the back. Somebody asked me and I was like, oh my god, there's back stitch? And I kind of knew there was. I'd just been ignoring it because they'd been in Pattern Keeper, and I was just ignoring the backstitch because I hated. But when it goes into the hoop to be finished, I'll do the backstitch then, because it'll be stretched, because they're long stitches. And if you do long stitches and take it out of a Q-snap, they turn into loops, they get snagged. So as I finish them, they'll be backstitched once they're in their hoop, which I will have painted, and then obviously I'll just gather up the fabric on the back, pull it tight, put a piece of wadding in to bat it out, and then I'll just put a circle of felt on the back, and that'll be it. And then they can hang all together, I think, up the stairs. But they're done. So I owe my whip go 2 lots, but we'll do that when I get back and I do my whip go calls for September, which will be the second half of this video. Okay, so that's the spider. So other than that, I've stitched on 3 of my long dogs. Since last week, I did a tiddly bit of death by cross stitch. In this enormous great piece of fabric, I've done a tiddly tiny bit. I put in 213 stitches, and that's where it is. So probably a little bit more of the border and a little bit more of this. Absolutely lovely. Getting my eye in with the delicious tiny 20 count stitches, which we do like very much. And that's going to be an ongoing project for a lot of years now. So I'll just put a bit into it now and again, which is lovely. It's lovely. Okay. And then I'd spun Count Your Blessings, but my phone, which I'd left open on Pattern Keeper when I went out to do some hedge trimming or something, the battery, if you leave it open on Pattern Keeper for a very long time, the battery just empties, just like that. So my phone was empty. Now my supercharger, the actual proper charger that I bought when I got my phone, is upstairs. So my phone, which was on like 3%, went upstairs on charge, and I was feeling stitchy. I thought, right, I've got time. We were sitting down with some telly on. We finally got to grips with audio description. It makes telly much easier to follow. And Flora fixed it so that anything, we currently still have a Sky subscription, which will be going when we're out of contract, which isn't till it's October. We're nearly September. We've only got a couple more months of it because Sky's very expensive. And basically we've got a Fire Stick plugged into the telly, which we use most of the time, but Flora's fixed the Sky so that if it can audio describe, it does. So we don't have to like hunt it for everything. If it doesn't do it, it hasn't got it available. So we put the telly, we were having some telly on, and I thought, I need to stitch on something. It needs to be a paper pattern. So I pulled Dilemma, and it hasn't spun yet, but it doesn't matter. So I pulled out Dilemma, and I've put in so far 702. I'm going to aim to do the 1000, but you know, it just doesn't matter. This hasn't even come up on Whip Go yet. My Whip Go goal for this, I now see, is too punchy. I've not even got a set number of stitches. My Whip Go goal for Dilemma is to finish the frame. When you see the frame, you'll see it's too much. So here's where it is now after having 702 stitches put in. Now my frame is going to be 4x4, and as you can clearly see, there are only 5 clear boxes. There's going to be 16, so my frame is not going to get done in one Whip Go month. It's just not, because all I've done here is this bit, that bit, and some of that bit. I didn't take a picture of it. Never mind, sometimes I don't. And that's 700 stitches. So if we say conservatively 2 legs is 1000, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not even close. It's going to be like 8 or 9. We'll see how many it is in the end, because I am going to finish the frame before I start the insidey bits. But I reckon there's probably 9,000 or 10,000 stitches in that frame. So that was a very punchy goal. I was just plucking in the dark with it. I should have just said 5,000 stitches, but even that might be too much. But 1,000 is good. And because my Whip Go goal isn't a counted one, it doesn't matter if I work on it or not. So I pulled Dilemma. This is Lakeside Needlecraft 36 count granite. Absolutely love it. It's a fabric flare, but it's an exclusive to Lakeside Needlecraft here in the UK. There we go. That's the colour it is. It's slightly green. It's like a greeny grey print of stone, and I love it. Using Karen Water Lily in pomegranate, which isn't necessarily my colourway, but I absolutely love this. It's really pretty, and yeah, on I truck with it. On I truck. So I've put some stitches into that. And then yesterday night, when we sat down to watch telly, I finally pulled out Count Your Blessings, which I did show last time here. It's spun once and been stitched on once since about 4 years ago, and it's spun again. So I've put in now about, well, this I put in 257 up to yesterday and about 100 today. So we're on about 350 stitches, and here's where it looks now. And what I'm concentrating on just now is just pulling the flowers down on this border, and I malfunctioned and did the wrong colour, even though I drew myself which colour to put where. I still got it wrong. So we've got slightly more purple flowers here than we're meant to. I need the next ones to be pinks and purples, really, just to bring those colours down there. And I extended the border down here. I will get to the bottom of this. I think it's going to be about that long, and then the border. So maybe that long in total, which for a medium-sized long dog is tiny, because it's 28 count 1/1, which I can do now. When I started it, I could not manage it very well, but now my stitching's better and I can. And since I organised it and put all my threads on thread drops, it's very, very much easier to work on, because before I was ferreting around looking for colours. It was all in a bit of a ugh, but this is much easier for me now. So I've got everything I need, and on we go. And that's my stitching. That's all my stitching for the week. So I've not gone crazy. I've not stitched on thousands of different, not thousands, I've not stitched on, you know, like 10 different projects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've stitched on 8 different projects, which is about normal for a week for me. But 2 of them were technically the same width. I think that's 6 finishes. I don't think that's 1 finish. They're not finished. They're still backstitched. They're still fully finishing to go with those. But the cross stitch is done. They can go in my finish box for now, and we'll think about them later. That's where I put my finishes, to be thought about later. So they're not going back in the whip basket upstairs. They're going in the finish box, which is great, which is really good, because none of them were finished at the beginning of the year, and now all 6 of them are finished, cross stitch finished. So that's it. So I'm going to go and put proper trousers on, because I'm currently still in my PJs, and take old Grumpy here to the GP to have his blood test done, and I'll be back to finish off before I run and get my boy. He's got his blind persons group today. They meet up and have coffee every week and have a good natter and whatnot, which is getting easier. Yeah, it's getting easier. First week was very difficult. It was because he's got no sight at all. Can't even tell where people, and when you've never met the people, it's very hard to join in conversations with people you don't know and don't chat to. You've got no idea quite where they're sitting, and if people are very loud. It was just too much noise, but it's coming down now and it's getting easier. But I'm going to persist, I'm going to keep going. I was going to go today because I'm desperate to meet all these people and see who they are, so I can gossip to him. You know, because people watching is one of life's little magical things, but can't people watch with him anymore because he can't blooming see him anymore, which is frustrating. He's tapping his watch now because it's 8:36. We're all right. I've got to go. I'll be back, and then when I'm back from that, I'll come and finish my video, and then I'll go and get my boy. I've got my boy today, which is lovely. So I'll go up to my parents. He'll be at his group, so I can have a cup of tea with my parents, and they'll catch up with them. And yeah, process my video afterwards. but I'll be back to do the rest and the whip go calls and everything. I've not even checked, so I've no idea what I'm pulling until I pull them from the box. I'll see you in a little while. Right, so it's a bit later. I had some life grown up things to sort out. Richard's been to the doctor's, had his blood test. It's now 10 o'clock, so now I've got like a 20-minute, half an hour window before I run and get my little boy. So my little boy, who's nearly taller than me because he's 13, he's not that little. So this part is going to be new whip go for September's whip go. So here comes my whip go tree. Jessie pulled them the other day. I've not checked what this is getting fairly full of money. Right, here is my whip go tree. We are acquainted with it, and I'm also aware that I have not yet done my giveaway, but it's there on my piece of paper so I see it. So this month's September's whip goes are 14. 14's the one with no knobble on it anymore. I have to get 14 out. Come on, 14. Right, 14 is out and 18 is here. So there's my 14 and 18. Good giveaway in 18. So let's see if we can get 18s done, because without looking too difficultly at it, 18's giveaway is a Halloween needleminder. It's one of my ghosties from last year. Anyway, that's for box 18. I've got a lot of stitching to get that giveaway. So 14 and 18, I must stick a new knobble on here. Ooh, I'll tell you what, the dragon eye in that one, the giveaway in box 14 is a dragon eye. I need to make some more of these. That's very high on my list. Oh, might do some Fimo. Anyway, whip go. See, immediately off topic. Okay, quite happy with this. Don't understand why my pointed fifth is back on. Marvellous. And that okay, so obviously I'm going to manage this one. Pointed fifth, 4.9. I was obviously heading for a very set goal, but I've actually put in extra stitches, haven't I? So that's great. So pointed fifth, marvellous. And then the other 14 is my moon dragon, which is not seen very often. We'll have a stab at this. That's why there's a dragon eye in there, because that's one of my dragons. So we'll pop 14 back. And 18, it's only got, oh no, it's only got one piece of card in it. I've got a giveaway and I've got one piece of card, and it's Chonky Chinese Kit, Spirited Away. Well, that helps. I'm not being insane here. That's all that's in there. I don't know what the other, I mean, it did fall. Flora did lose a load of the drawers. She thinks she put everything back in it properly. I'll have to check my end of year whip parade where I loaded up my tree to find out what the other 18 is. I will do that, but I currently don't have another prompt. I will do that to have a look. I'm not doing it now, but I will do it and I'll find out. Spirited Away. Okay, well, I'll put 18 back. Maybe I will go and check. So I'll go and pull my projects and have a look and see what the other number 18 was, because I only have three or four cards here. But in the meanwhile, before I go and pull my pieces, I'm going to do my bits of accounting here, because I currently have up to date, I've got some 310 in there, that's helpful. I have done my night walk down and I have done my bugs. So box 12 needs £6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Box 12. And I also owe box 15. Oh, that's some wonderful giveaway in there. £6, 5 and 6. So box 15 gets one. Now, if I can finish off the dragon eye stitches, which I'm going to move on to today, this one, I'll be able to give away that wonderful giveaway in box 15, which I want to. So I'm going to go and pull my pieces and I'll do my spin for this giveaway, which was last week's giveaway, because 3 Whip Go finishes has taken me nearly the whole month to get through the 3 giveaways, because I forgot to give away one last week, week before last. There we go. Now the lady who won this one has been in touch with me. She is in America. I have heard today that gifts, it was actually on our news, on the BBC News, gifts under £100 or $100, it was on the NBC News. It was on the NBC News. Gifts under $100 should go through without tariff. I'm still going to hang on. This is yours though. I'm going to hang on to it for now. But if it's right that I can get, because this is a gift. This is, yes, it has a monetary value, but it's a gift because it's a giveaway and it's free. So I'm hoping I can post this without a tariff. So in which case it can go, but I will find out. It's here. It's going to be put in an addressed envelope ready. I did get all my American packages away, bar one needle minder which got purchased after last week's video, and I thought that was too late. So I'm holding that until we know better. But anyway, this one here, again, if this draws to an American person, it's still yours. We'll just post it when we can. But that I'm going to do the dip for now, and I'll be back in 2 seconds, and I'll see if I can find the other number 18, because who knows, and I'll write it on the other side of this card. Right, I will be returning. Right, back again. I did indeed search through my last year's whip parade, because I loaded my boxes as I showed my whip, so it was really easy to find. So my other 18 was Happily Ever After, another long dog. Brilliant. 5,000 stitches to go into this. So I'll show you it first. I have just put stitches into Happily Ever After because it's spun on my long dog wheel. So right now, today, it looks like this. Let me just pick it up on its, currently looks like this here. There we go. So there we are. That's where we are currently. 5,000 stitches. I think it's going to be totally doable into this. I'm quite enthused that I can get some of these. I know the one that I'll struggle with. So that's all ready to go. So I can just pick that up and stitch on it whenever I want. It probably won't spin on my spin board because it's already spun. Okay, so I'm really happy with that. Now the other 18 was the Spirited Away, which is a Chinese knockoff kit from Tapestry Market. This was like $4 or $5. It is of the Spirited Away water dragon. So I got that just to, that is a blob of water on there. It shouldn't have the big starburst on its tail. I started this a wee while ago. So it's a full-on big kit of nonsense. They're full coverage. 14 count, 11 count. It's 11 count. I think 3 strands. 3 strands. It's 129 by 173, and we are currently, with park threads all over it, we're currently here. So 5,000 stitches into this is going to make a big difference to it, which if you look at it without the thing is that much. So I was trying to see how well the dragon looked, really, and I think I might, we'll see where I go. I'm either going to go for a big bulk and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can do 2,000 stitches of this number 10, which is bright yellow, 158. Lovely, that colour. I could do 2,000 stitches of that without even blinking. 5,000 is going to be massive on this, actually. I'll probably try and get this bottom piece here done as well. We'll see. Anyway, that's easy peasy. I can actually stitch this in hand if I need to. Easy peasy. And there's thread everywhere. I use a massive needle for this just to push three strands through, but that's it. That's my Tapestry Market dodgy kit, mostly because Studio Ghibli cross stitches are either not licensed or very hard to find. So I bought some Chinese kits just to see. Plus, we're a bit of my girls are pretty Studio Ghibli kind of girls, so nice to have. Okay, and then, oh, so sad. It's the one I just hate working on. My pointed fifth, which I absolutely adore working on. Just so there's no confusion there. I've stitched on it recently. 4.9, weirdly. I was obviously going for some sort of percentage, but I've done 2,000 or 3,000 more stitches on it than. Anyway, it's currently here. There is the bottom, right down there, and I'm currently in this turquoise band. I will definitely finish the turquoise band. I don't know quite what I'll do after that. We'll wait and see where 5,000 stitches takes us, but absolutely marvellous. So happy to. I didn't realise this was in my whip go again. I thought I was only going to spin this now and again now, but it's not. It's here. It's our favourite. You will see it next week and see what I've done. Now, here's the one that will be trouble. Here's the one that I probably won't do the stitching on, or won't get many of the stitching on. It's my moon dragon. Here's a picture of it. And this is on, I tell the story every time, the start of Treasure Hunt Bookshelf and the restart of Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. There you can probably see through better, because obviously all the DMC has died. There you go, you can see the stitching on it. That was standard colour, standard size, on awful Ada bought from eBay. Awful Ada, which I junked and junked again, and then started my Super Size Max colour, which is beyond perfect, just there. And so I restarted Moon Dragon on this, and Marcia actually said to me to dye the shit out of the fabric and stitch something on it, so I did. I tried to dye it black, and it came out, oh, navy. I tried navy blues, I tried blacks. It is mottled. As you can see, the fabric is mottly. Very pretty, but I dyed it folded, so it's mottled folded. So I very carefully placed my dragon away from the stitching and away from the mottles, and then the worst of the mottle up here will be in the moon. I carefully placed him. You can't see it at all because of the light shining through, but where that mottle is there, it will be in the moon. Now this dragon, I will hold it still in a second. I started at the nose. It's a pattern from eBay, from Etsy, which yeah, next time I show it, when I've put some stitches into it, I will put up where it's from and everything, unless it's on the picture, in which case you've seen it. Scroll back. I started at his nose and at the tip of the dragon, tip of the moon. I'm stitching everything but the 310, and unless the 310 is within the picture. If the 310 is in his eye or in his nostril, I'm stitching that. But all of this should be 310, which I'm not stitching because obviously my fabric is dark. And I'm just going this way with it. I do not think right now with my stitching that I will get 5,000 stitches into this, just as a heads up. This one I will definitely put some stitches into, but it very probably will not be 5,000. That's going to be my issue. In September, oh my gosh, I have to take a picture of Cosmo. Hang on a second, let me turn my... Look at Cosmo. Look at this stupid cat. Honestly, who lays like that? Look at him. As you can see, he is not a black cat. Do you like his jazzy green toenails? That's to stop him ripping his very delicate skin. There we go. Sorry, I just had to show you him because he is ridiculous. He is out flat. Well, upside down with his legs in the air, but He's that kind of cat. He has changed personalities. Okay, there we go. So 4, I've just scared him. He's just put his legs down. 4 different projects, 2 long dogs, which we already love, and 2 different ones, which is great. But that moon dragon, I'm looking at it already going, no, it's not gonna finish its whip go, which is fine. I'm gonna try and get the dragon eye done. I've given away my stitches on the Better to See You With, because I have already put in a chunk this year. I've given up. I'll put that one away. I know I'm not going to put any stitches into it, so that's fair dues. That's a box that didn't quite make it, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So there we are. Got my September's ready. Obviously, it's only the 27th of August, so we're good for a few days yet. Okay, the giveaway here, the last of July's giveaways, is done. Right, I'll put the spin up here. Sorry, I just lost my thread for a moment there. I'm putting the spin up there, and it came out as Bibbity Boo 3133. If that is your YouTube handle, this is yours. Please contact me, Instagram or anywhere, and this is yours. If you're in America, that's absolutely fine. We'll wait until we can post gifts with the knowledge that we're okay, and then it'll be yours. Okay, there we go. Just contact me. Give me some details of where you are, and anywhere else in the world, I'll pop it in the post. America, we'll wait and see. Just for now, sounds like we're going to be able to post gifts first. Easy peasy. We'll just wait just a while yet, though, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Oh, and my last video where I was saying about the American tariffs and the postage problem, I wasn't having a go. I wasn't ranting. It is what it is. It just makes it difficult for us to be able to post to America at the moment. That's it. And it doesn't affect me. I don't pay the tariff. I'm not paying the tariff. They're trying to make it so that the seller pays the tariff, but obviously the seller's not going to pay the tariff without collecting the tariff from the buyer. So it's the buyer, it's the American person paying the tariff. Let's just be really clear about that. If I buy something from abroad and it comes into the UK, I pay VAT, value added tax, and a processing fee, £12. That's my choice. If I order from abroad, that's my choice to do that. I expect to pay that as it comes into the country. That's fine. I do occasionally order things from abroad, not very often. If I get a stitchy gift from abroad and it comes in, I will pay VAT on that, and I will pay a processing fee, and I will do that because somebody has sent me something absolutely wonderful, and I would very much like my package, and that's fine. I accept that as part and parcel of everything. But the UK was the first country to make a deal with America. Our tariff is £10. Is 10%. So on a $100 order, the tariff is $10. I was simply saying that I could not post to America because I would be paying $80 with every package I send on something that's only worth $10, say. It wasn't doable. And it's not just me, it's every single person for every single package. Anything drop shipped from China will have its tariff. Everything. I was not having a go. I was not saying anything about the political situation. It drives me bananas. I have nothing to do with any of that at all. Full stop. We'll post to America just as soon as we can. On my note of selling things, I am organising, I got all my American packages away, obviously, before the tariff situation, which still doesn't kick in for 2 days, but all my packages should be the other side of customs by now, on their way to the people who bought things from me. Thank you very much to the people who did. Everything else I'm organising now. I'm sorry, I had lots of shifts at work. I did lots of hours last week. I did 43 hours last week and 46 hours the week before. I know that's not massive in work, but when I'm working, I am full on the floor working. You know where I work, it's fine. And that's my choice, and I love it. So this week I've had a few down days that have been very busy actually, and I'm going to sort my posting. Everything ordered will be in the post tomorrow. there, I've drawn my line. By tomorrow, everything will be in the post. Okay. And I've fallen down a polymer clay hole. Facebook rejigged my algorithm completely and started giving me resining things and polymer clay things. Yeah, fell down the rabbit hole. I've got some things on the way, some cutters and some little pretty things on the way. So I will be making some new things, some polymer clay things, and I'm very excited to get and make new things. So I will be trying out some different new needle minders very, very shortly because I fell down a rabbit hole and now I want to make new things, which is great. It's always nice to make new things. So there we go. That's us all done, up to date. I've done my giveaway, pulled my whip go. I showed you my projects earlier. Jobs are good. I will see you next Wednesday. I will be back to, I'm back to work Tuesday. So I'm working Tuesday, working Wednesday. So I'll be back on Wednesday. It might be after work. I think I'm on earlies. I'll see you Wednesday or Thursday if it hits me like a ton of bricks. It might be Thursday. But I'll see you in the new month. We'll box off what we actually managed to get done in August, and I'll show you the start of my Septembers. Thank you so much for watching me and supporting me, and that's all. I'll see you later, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.